Who was Hashirama's son? The first Hokage is the god of shinobi, the only one who could defeat Madara, possessing the element of wood, which allowed him to control all the tailed. But his only relative that we were shown in the anime was Tsunade, his granddaughter. However, in order for a granddaughter to appear, Hashirama had to have either a son or a daughter. But in the anime we have not seen a single mention of his children, and Tsunade, as for the granddaughter of the strongest shinobi, is very weak. Why is it so? Because Hashirama's child was weak? Or is Tsunade a step-granddaughter? Let's talk about it. Hashirama is the strongest Hokage. The element of wood is associated with the divine tree. When revisiting the times when the infinite Tsukiyomi was used, Hashirama even knew what the technique was. This means that the first one knew about the abilities of the divine tree. Perhaps he was even able to create its likeness. But if you remember his techniques, you can understand that he often used the unique abilities that the tree used. Personally, I'd like to see the full power of Hashirama revealed to us. In the fillers or manga, it doesn't matter. This character is very powerful, as he could control the tailed. We know that the tree was able to absorb chakra and be able to control Biju. Hashirama was also capable of this. The tree absorbed natural energy from the planet and from all living things. The first could also absorb natural energy. We were told it was hermit mode, but which one? This is clearly not Mount Miyaboku mode, nor serpentine mode. Who taught Hashirama to absorb chakra in this way? Perhaps he was able to do this thanks to the element of wood, and that makes him incredibly strong. He could easily restrain Madara and subjugated all the tailed beasts. In addition, he possessed colossal regeneration and could heal almost all mortal wounds. And we were never told why he died. Judging by the age at which he was summoned with Edo Tensei technique, he was young when he died. Or, before his resurrection, someone worked on his genes in the same way as Kabuto did with Madara's body. But we were never told about this. And if it wasn't like that, then he was simply resurrected at the same age at which he died. So, who could defeat him with such power? If even Madara could not do it, I have only one guess. But we'll talk about this a little later. In his travels, Hashirama met Mito, who became his wife. She was an Uzumaki that had the 9 tails sealed inside. And judging by the words that were spoken during the Shinobi World War, she was able to control the chakra of the fox and transfer it to others, just like Naruto did. This means that she possessed the same mode as the 7th Hokage, and her genes were as strong as Hashirama's. And the fusion of their genes was to create an incredible shinobi. The son or daughter of Hashirama must have had incredible strength that would allow them to surpass both Mito and Hashirama himself. However, we do not know anything about their children. Perhaps because of such powerful genes, the child was born normal and had no power and lived a normal life without even becoming a shinobi. Or maybe Hashirama and Mito didn't want their child to become a ninja, so he wouldn't have to go through all the hardships that they were going through, because the first built the village so that the children would no longer have to fight. And it is possible that his son or daughter owned power. They just did not become shinobi and didn't reveal this power. And then, Tsunade was born, who had already become a shinobi due to the fact that her parents died. But Tsunade had a much younger brother, which means her family lived much longer. One would assume that she is a step-granddaughter, since Mito and Hashirama had no children. However, we have confirmation that they did have a child. We were told that during childbirth, the seal that held the 9 tails in Mito back loosened and had to be maintained, just like when Kushina was pregnant. This means that they definitely had a child. Even Madara called Tsunade a descendant of Hashirama, thereby confirming to us that she is his own granddaughter. But what happened to Tsunade's parents anyway? If they were ordinary people and were not shinobi, we would have been mentioned about it. But we were told nothing at all about the children of the first, as if they had never existed. No achievements, not that they were ordinary, nothing. It's like no one remembers them. And I have only one guess. The craziest thing imaginable. Mito and Hashirama have a son who is incredibly strong, with the genes of an Uzumaki and with the strength of his father. And, perhaps, he lived as a strong shinobi, started a family where Tsunade and her brother were born. And then, his wife died, and he was distraught and wanted to take revenge. But the question is, to whom? Perhaps it was someone very influential, or this revenge threatened war, and Hashirama tried to stop his son. It was in the battle against his son that the first died. However, why does no one remember this? This would be an incredible event in the history of shinobi. The strongest of all was killed by his son, but we were not told about it, as if his children were erased from history, or they were so powerful that it was impossible to know about their strength. Perhaps there is another crazy assumption. Due to the fusion of Mito and Hashirama's genes, their child became too close to Otsutsuki and maybe even used the divine tree. Therefore, Hashirama knows what the technique is when the tree absorbs people into its branches because he's seen it before, and when this technique was dispelled by the first, since he was able to control the tree, he erased everyone's memories of his son, including Tsunade. I don't see any other explanation. I don't believe that the offspring of Mito and Hashirama was just a static shinobi. The only logical explanation is that I already said that the first simply did not allow his child to become a shinobi because he wanted him to live in the world, and Tsunade had to because a new war had begun. But I believe in this less than in the possibility that their son could create the infinite Tsukiyomi. Introducing the heir of the first, I see the strongest shinobi who is capable of incredible things. I imagine him more as a madman, because of which the entire Uzumaki clan was destroyed, than as a character who lived in the village, not wanting to surpass his father. And these are two secrets that the authors have not revealed to us: the destruction of the Uzumaki and Mito and Hashirama's son or daughter. Therefore, it is possible that the destruction of the Uzumaki happened precisely because of the first Hokage's son. Maybe it was he who destroyed them all. It sounds crazy, but why, in so many episodes of the Naruto anime, have we not been shown at least fillers that reveal Hashirama's children? I know the most obvious answer: the author just didn't want to dwell on it, and most likely he didn't even think it through. Just like he didn't think about Hashirama's death. Kishimoto just needed Naruto to have an acquaintance who was the first Hokage's granddaughter, and who were her parents. It doesn't matter anymore. Therefore, there is no mention of Mito's children. It's just a fact that they were once. And what kind of power they have, what happened to them, it was left to us, the audience, to guess and come up with crazy theories. What do you think about it? Maybe I missed something in the anime and we were told about Tsunade's parents? If so, then write in the comments about it. Or maybe we were told what happened to the Uzumaki? Or what happened to Hashirama? I've watched Naruto several times, but I still don't know anything about these things. Share your opinion about all this. I will wait for you in the comments. Good luck to all.